Hello, beautiful people. It is that time of the day this afternoon. I'm a little bit later than normal, I think. I've had a great day coaching people and helping to support people on their changing their mindset journey. And today I thought it might be a really constructive thing to talk about managing our serotonin. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of serotonin before, it is a neurotransmitter or a chemical basically that's in our bodies. It's in our brain, but it's actually made by our gut. The majority of our serotonin is actually made inside our gut and then it travels all the way up into our brain. And serotonin is the chemical that, or the neurochemical that is responsible for how we feel and our mood. And the thing about serotonin is when you have enough of it, you feel good and you feel positive and you feel like you can address whatever you need to in front of you that's required. When you don't have enough serotonin, you don't feel like that you can do these things. So I thought what would be useful to speak about is just a couple. There's a lot of different ways, but I'm just going to talk about a couple on this particular live stream. A couple of ways that you can help to boost your serotonin naturally. Now, the first one is so beautiful and so accessible and feels so good when you do it. We just don't think of it this way, and that is making sure that we have sunlight. So some of you will know about seasonal affective disorder. So this is a disorder that people in the Northern Hemisphere get quite a lot when they don't have sun enough of the time. So they're in dark too much of the time. So that affects your melatonin, which in turn affects how your serotonin actually develops. Melatonin is actually turned into serotonin in the body. And this is really interesting because the best way that we can actually boost our serotonin levels is by being in the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes every day. So this can be hard if you're in an office block all day or if you live in an apartment or something like that. But if there's anything possible that you can do to get out of your own way and go and be in the sun for that 10 to 15 minute period, it does nothing but good, aside from all the vitamin D and the other good things that you get from sunlight. So one of the best ways to boost your serotonin naturally to manage your mood is by being in the sun. Now, the other one is equally accessible. It's still free, or depending on how you do it, it's free. It's available to all of us. Some of us do it, some of us don't, but all of us can do it. And that is moving our bodies. You might like to call it exercise. I like to call it movement. It doesn't really matter what the movement is, but if you are moving your body and producing enough oxygen while you're doing it. So ideally, you're doing some kind of aerobic exercise, something that might make you feel a bit puffed. Then if you're doing that, 20 minutes to 30 minutes every single day, that is enough to increase the serotonin levels in your brain. So it's pretty magical how this stuff works, because often we think we have to go and feel good by taking a pill, but we don't have to feel good by taking a pill at all, because we can feel good by getting in the sunlight and we can feel good by moving every day. So if you were just to incorporate those two things alone into your regular daily habits, you would notice a difference in your well-being and a difference in how you're feeling. So we have a free workshop coming up on August the 23rd that we would love you to come along to. What we're going to be talking about at our workshop are a whole range of different ways that you can increase your serotonin or make yourself feel good through your mindset. So we're talking about having the right mindset during lockdown. We know what the challenges are around lockdown. We know that for some people, they can't leave. If they're in isolation, they can't actually go outside. So there's a whole series of challenges, but we want to look at some really clear, practical steps that we can actually take to get ourselves through the other side of lockdown. It's a totally free workshop. There's no catches, there's no sales, no gimmicks. We would love you to come along. The link is right here, and you're probably looking at the link right now while you're watching this live stream. And so all you need to do is click it and say that you're coming, type in your email address, and we will see you on the workshop. If you can't make the actual workshop, it's no problems, because we're also going to be sending out a copy of the workshop to everybody who is at the workshop, so they can then replay it for people or use it however they'd like to use it. So we'd love to see you there, August the 23rd. It's at 4 p.m. and it is on Zoom. So jump in and register. Cheers.